dominate the game in front of any crowd. I keep it 100 while you only keep it 50,000. I could conquer any style, victory is in me now. My time is now, who said it was later? It comes natural, I got a competitive nature. Look at them guys when I'm coming, they be hot and I'm hunting. Luckily they been ducking me, you see lots of them running. Challenges, I embarrass them, they are full of fire, just like a dragon straight out of the dungeon. I'm just rising above it. You just lied to the public. I serve a purpose. You nervous with butterflies in your stomach. Don't try to intimidate me. You couldn't scare me with lip. I'm spontaneous, smart, dangerous, fancy and quick. My trainer told me to work. He ain't prepared me to quit. I'm the only captain who's sailing this championship.
I gotta hold down the city.
Starting five. At forward, number 12 from the University of Wisconsin, small forward.
Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Battle in the Eastern Conference, this DC crowd hoping to watch their Wizards come out on top. They beat the Bulls during their last encounter in Chicago.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, roadkill is hard to get in this league. I mean, to be a great NBA team, you've got to be able to have that kind of performance on the road. Focused, purposeful, and productive. Really solid.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Chicago right now, Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Derrick Rose is out there with Baller, and it's McDermott in at the 3.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg. They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
And John Wall, guys, is still one of the most explosive players in the league. His speed makes professional athletes look like they are stuck in mud.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
1:46 left here in the opening quarter. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. The Wizards shooting their first free throw of the contest. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
So it's Chicago now after the basket by Washington. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. It's blocked, but he recovers it. They need this. Count that one.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter.
And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup, and all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Nene, he's checked in for Dub. Dudley comes in for Oubre. Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Gary Neal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. .46 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And another... And Dudley kicks to Sessions. And stolen by Mirotic. By himself. Flushes it down to finish the break.
You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
Solo soiree performance all the way. How about that for a little bit of a limerick?
I'm going to let it slide.
That's a 2 from Butler. Gortat with the block. And now Porter pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Goes up on the wing. And there's the call on Nene. That is his first foul of the game. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Got it up. And it would have counted at it. And John Wall, a multiple all-star in this league. But make no mistake, his focus is squarely. Wall's the kind of guy that has his eye on the prize all the time. And the less emphasis he places on his own goals, I think, Greg, the better he seems to get.
That's a great point. And Kevin, he is a man on a mission at this point in his career. Only one thing is going to satisfy him, and that's chasing that ring.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And guys, add to that the fact that they have really done a great job of attacking the ball handler with their defensive pressure and forcing turnovers.
Oubre out there with Dub. Then it's Gary Neal. Then it's Gortat. And it's Wall in at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
Pau Gasol was the #3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too. It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Second, John Wall.
And they made their teammates better, too, because they're willing to give the ball up. They're interested in getting other people's shots and did it in spectacular fashion, too.
Here's Boyd. And another miss by Washington.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter. He power surged that one down. Wow.
Yeah, good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Folks, that's not a petty, not a Manny. That's a facial.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. So many people overlook. Gasol prior to last season seemed to think that Clarkey was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
The Wizards making a switch here. Sessions is checked in, and the Bulls making a change here as well. Derrick Rose is checked in for Brooks. Rose. And the shot is long.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
And Gibson kicks to Gasol. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done. And with the skill set that Powell has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
Here's Boyd. Buries the long-range jumper. Dubs got a pair of triples in the second now for the Wizards.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Here's Rose. Rebound, Washington.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
He was all alone on that one. And that's 12 points for Dub.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Owens passes to Rose. Gasol kicks to Gibson. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Can't get it to go. And that does it for the first half of play. Wizards out front. They lead by 7. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal, and a pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Get ready to go. Wizard girl.
The second half just about to get going here.
What a game we've seen here for Doug. 12 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
And that's been an important part of his game today. It's really spaced the floor.
Now here's Sessions. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Taking a look at the Bulls. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Baller is out there with Derrick Rose. And it's McDermott in at the 3 slot. Gortat with the steal. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Here's Boyd. It's all in by the Bulls.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
And the thing great about Marcin Gortat, he's not a high flyer. He's not a super flexible athlete. But he's one of the best centers in the league because he's tough. And he's worked hard on developing his skills. And he always hustles.
Yeah, and he fights for position down low. A terrific screener, does a lot of that dirty work. And he's also very good at passing the basketball. You know, a lot more skilled, particularly in the pick and roll, than maybe people give him credit for. He can hurt a defense in a surprising number of ways.
There's the dish to Oubre. Goes back up. And he hits the jump shot. Oubre, and so the third quarter up on the board for the Wizards.
Talking about Gortat, he was a late second-round draft choice in 2005. His first 4 years in the league, highly underwhelming. Now, over the last 4 years, he's averaged around 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game. Those are good numbers.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Portis is checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Brooks in for Rose.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Fires for 3. Washington with the rebound. Dubs got his 3rd rebound on the night.
And getting back to Marcin Gortat, his dad was a successful light heavyweight boxer in Poland, so clearly you see where the toughness comes from. And Marcin's mom was on the Polish national team in volleyball. So you know where the blocking and ball skills come from. I guess we'd have to call him a chip off the old blocks.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Bulls making a switch here. Butler's checked in. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Off the pick. The shot no good. And Washington the other way now. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. It's tipped, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
And checking out some... numbers for Sessions. Last season's performance for him, averaged 6 points per game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And it's been a bit of a struggle for him. I mean, he can get down on himself at times. He's just got to...
I mean, his will to fight through adversity is a question mark, but I think he's got a good chance.
From deep. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Mirotic, the pass to Portis. He feeds it to Brooks. Lets it go from deep. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
You have to avoid fouls like that. As a defender,